రేషన్ అసలు వర్షం పడుతుందా చేసిన పెంచి Hey, topic is like project is completed, rest phase are completed. Rest phase are what? Completed. Get is done, post is done, what is done. All five calls are done. So total how many calls you got? 8, 9 or 10 actually? 9 calls you got, right? Fine. We got the rest phase are done. I implement the advanced level rest APIs like one more project, separate project I will create. But this is the I don't want to mix all the API calls in one project. Minimum we'll discuss about 30 calls now. Rest APIs will discuss about not 5, 6. We got the 9 right. Minimum I'll guarantee like 30 calls we will discuss. As of now we completed 9 calls. How many calls are? 9 calls. These 9 calls or 10 calls you can make one project. Next project we will discuss the remaining calls here. See guys, in real time, once the project is completed, I'll tell you some steps. For real time how we do the process. Once the project is completed, guys, we need to yeah. Once the project is what completed, so we need to build this project, guys. We need to build the project. We need to build the project means if you right click on the project, we have the Maven, guys. Maven is not only dependency management tool. Using Maven, we done what? Dependency management. I told the Maven is a dependency management tool. You can add a dependency so that Maven will get all the dependencies, right? It's a dependency management tool. It will manage all the dependencies I told you. Today I am talking like it's a dependency management tool and build tool also. What tool am I? Sir, what is a build tool, sir? What the build tool will do, Maven will read all the code. Maven will read what? All the code. It will create all the resources, generate the resources, and it will do the test cases. Unit test cases are there running the test cases. After running the test cases, it will build the code. It will build the code. Building the code is nothing but entire project contains one file and multiple files on multiple files. It will build entire project and make a single jar, single deployable jar. Single what? Deployable jar. There is a building process. What was the building process? Simply building process means you can think it will go for some steps are there. Maven that you can call it as a Maven goals. Maven goals. What are the Maven goals like? We have the Maven compile, Maven clean, Maven install, Maven build, Maven package. Like we have some Maven goals. Maven goals. See, Maven goals, I will show you one by one. Coming to the Maven goals. But remember that it's a build tool. Build tool means what? It build the entire project. Build what? Entire project. Build the entire project, make one deployable jar. See, when you create the project, there, Spring Starter project, you select a jar and var, right? Jar is the old type, WebRTube file. Jar is the present trend, Java archive file. Java archive file. Java archive file. See guys, to create the Java archive file, we need to build the project using Maven. Using what amount? Maven. See guys, once if we build the project, jar file is generated. That jar file is given to the deployment team. Jar file is given to what team? Jar file is created and jar file is given to deployment team. Then deployment team will deploy that file to the GitHub. Sorry, deployment team will deploy that jar into what? Servers. Yes, AWS servers and Azure servers and different servers they deploy. See guys, to make the deployment jar, you right click on the project, go for the run as. These are the Maven goals actually. Maven build is there, Maven clean is there, Maven install is there, Maven test is there, Maven generate resource is there. So build ఒకటి Maven build, clean, generate resource, install, yes, right? Exactly. These are the Maven, what we can say, Maven goals. What these all guys? Maven goals. Maven goals. So guys, let me go for the Maven install directly. This is the final command here centrally. So Maven install. Let me click on the Maven install, guys. Once if we click on the Maven install, I'm not running the project, guys. I'm building the jar. Building what? Jar. See guys, there's a Maven build is done. Just it is copying the resource from the Maven. Recompiling the modules because I had to remove the source files. Skipping an existing module. Test cases are running. Once the test cases are running, the Spring Boot project is what? Running, which make the jar. And here, see guys, test run. How many test run? One fail user, what? 0. Maven jar plugin is coming, then we got the build success. We got the final message is one. You right click on the project, Maven install. Directly you can click on the Maven install is the final code. Maven install. Maven install means what? It is doing like recompiling the files. If any previous files are there, clean that files, clean the files, recompile the files, build that files, test that files, test that what? Files. And generate the resource. Any resource required will generate that resources for all the files. We generate what? Resources. Maven install I done first. Once if you install the Maven install is done, then what happened, project jar is created automatically. Project Odama jar. Project in jar is created, sir. Where is my jar, sir? Once the Maven build is completed, guys, Maven build is completed, you right click on what? Click on the refresh once. Click on what? Refresh. Once if you click on the refresh, guys, all the build files, our main jar it goes to target folder. What folder? Target folder. The project jar is goes to the folder target folder. You open the target folder. In the target folder, can you see these all the jars, right? Sir, no, yeah. This is the target folder contains this is the jar file, guys. You do one thing. You right click. Let me open this location first. When you open this location, guys, go for the properties. Once if you go to the properties here, and go to the properties. 1 second. I'm opening classroom folder. So folder guys. Once if you open your project folder here, this is an REST API project you can see. This is what? REST API project. Then if you open that project guys, now you see the output ones. If I open this REST API project, this is a project here. You got what folder now? Target folder. You just open this target folder. Once if you open the target folder, then you got the jar. This is REST API jar. That REST API jar be given to production team. They will take care about the running the jar. Running that jar. We will not share what we can say. Code is all we will not share. They give what jars. This is my project jar. This is my project jar. See guys, my friend is asking, give me your project. Project means I'll make that is a project is a builder. Once the build is done, jar is ready. That jar given to your friend. The jar is given to what? Friend. Sir, you said jar is generated in target folder. Okay, nice, very nice. That is called what? Jar is generated. I need to run this jar file, guys. Once my friend, I given this jar to my friend, I need to run this jar file. I need to run this jar. Hey, you do one thing. You close this Eclipse side, Visual Studio Code, because your friend does not contain Visual Studio Code. You given what? Visual Studio Code. Sorry, STS. You given STS. You given Jara. You given the jar because your friend does not contain the Visual Studio Code at all. So your friend should run this jar file, right? Yes or no? Yes. I created the project jar, I given the jar to Raju. Then Raju system does not contain Visual Studio Code, STS code, nothing. He just given the jar, he has to run the jar. Has to run what? Jar. To run the jar, guys, that jar file location open the command prompt. So because what folder guys we have the jar file? Target folder we have the jar file, you run the jar. How to run the jar file, sir? Java -, space jar. Java space what? Hyphen jar. Java space what? Hyphen jar. Hey, you understood? Real time what we are doing, you understood, right? We build the project jar ready out to it. Then jar is kelly lena kista. Lena etla nidarpotodi kabatti adi execute cheyadu. It will execute no, but who wake up they need to execute the code, right? They need to execute what? Code. To execute the code, Java space jar. Java space what? Jar. Here jar file location, guys. For the jar file location here, just you can write the REST API. What the jar gets here? REST API jar. See guys, here we got the two files here. REST API 0.01 snapshot jar.original. These fucking better. Original files don't execute, guys. Originals are not good. Always what? Duplicate is good. Go for the executable jar file. Don't go for what? Original file. Go for the original file, executable jar file. Executable jar file you can make. Let me go for the executable jar file one. That's what there is a project here. Yeah, this is the command prompt. This is the command prompt. Yeah. There is a snapshot.jar, not a black like no original jar you don't executable jar again. If I click on the enter button, then the browser is running what? The Spring project. Who is running? Browser is running Spring project. Got it? Huh? Because I created jar, I given the jar to the browser, right? Click on enter button, guys. Now see if I click on enter button, their screen started actually. Oh, we understood that? Yes. Their tables are creating. This is all the command prompt jar. So if your friend is shared the jar, you want to check that jar file is what? Project running or not? Open that file. Once if you open that file, just you can go for the local host. Tell me that URL is here. Local host. 8006 slash APN. Okay. 8006 slash stack you can open, no problem. What you can open guys here? Huh? Stack? That's it. Let me check now if project is working or not. Let me go for the URL. For the URL here. And you can go for what? Local host. 8006 API slash v1 slash employees slash 1. If I click on the enter button, then what? There are not there, not there. Not there. That the data is not there, right? Not there means we expected a error response, right? Now are you getting error response or not? It is project working or not? That's all. Nothing. So change is the process. That's it. Project working or not working? Employee with ID is one is found or not found? I'm opening any Visual Studio Code is running a background anything? Visual Studio Code is what? So not Visual Studio Code. STS. Spring Boot Tools ID. Open a closed up. My project is working right? And because of this Java if and what jar space. The location is what this. You need to go to the target folder. From the target folder, we need to run the what? Java. But it's called. If you know this all the points, you feel that okay, I can run the charts, I can work with what? Anything in the real time. And they'll score. Or by get to port to put to delete to yeah. Some change. Hey, got the Maven build, right? That's a Maven build. Building is nothing but making the chart. Someone said build process. Build process means compiling the files, cleaning the existing files, cleaning what? HTML sites, cleaning what files? Because already you are building the project. Once if you build the project, you got the jar. You got the but I don't want a jar files. I want to clean the data. I need to clean. Maven. Now you can see target folder definitely contains the data. What the data Maven? It's a target folder. Generate sources, Maven archives, status reports. There are survey reports are there. I'll tell you what is survey. There is JUnit reports actually. What reports now? JUnit reports. Test case reports actually. If you open these test case reports, the test case reports are open. Test cases are what? How many test cases are running? These all the test cases are open. I will tell you how to run the test case and all. These all the reports are generated for the target folder guys. You want to clean means like you want to remove the previous resources. Right click on what? Go for the Maven guys, not Maven. Go for the run as. Click on what? Maven clean. If you click on the Maven clean guys, click on what? Maven clean. If I click on the Maven clean, just you can check the code test. Build success. What's the play success. But what we are doing is a Maven clean. Maven clean means now you see that folder here. Are you getting any files? No. Huh? No. Target folder is empty. Clean process done. Clean means what? Remove all the remove all files. That is Maven clean. Maven. Maven clean and Maven start. Maven clean and what? Maven. Got it? And no problem. Just you can create the jar file, close the string source ID, you can close it. After closing dehydration, you please go with what? Run the project jar file. How to run the jar file guys here? Java space hyphen exactly hyphen jar we can run. Hyphen jar. See guys, now we can go with the data like only Maven test. If I click on the Maven test guys, it's running only test cases. Running what? Only test cases. All the test cases are running or not. Test to run the test cases, you click on what? Refresh. Once if you refresh target folder. See guys, first I done the Maven install, which can do like cleaning process, generating the resource process, and testing process. Everything is done. Now what we are doing now? Maven? Maven testing means you can do only what operation? Test operation. See if I do the test operation, now you can see target folder. This is a target folder. Can you see the message, right? Only test reports are generated. Yes or no? That files are coming or not coming up? Huh? Other steps are not done, right? Only what happened here? Huh? Test reports are coming. Wait, got it, huh? Now, how many goals you got the clarity? First of all, test goal you got the clarity. Clean goal you got the clarity. Install goal you got the clarity. Install means everything is done. Install means what? Cleaning is done. Test case is done. Build process is done. Everything is done. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How many goals you got the clarity? 3. What is the? Maven clean. Maven clean. Install code. Install data చెప్పేది మొత్తం అయిపోతుంది. అందుకని ఫస్ట్ చిన్న చెప్పి ఇవన్నీ డన్ బై అది అంటాం. ఇవన్నీ డన్ బై ఎందుకంటే కంట్రోల్ వెనక మీకు పక్కన కూడా కంట్రోల్ చేయకపోతుంది చూసుకోండి. విజయ్ Manikanta partner is what? That's it. One is what? Huh? Maven clean means it removes all the predefined jars. It clean the process. Clean all the predefined like cleaning all the previous files. Number 2 is what? Maven test. We run all the test cases. Third is what? Maven install. It will clean all the files. Install what? Test cases and all. Can you please clean one more time? We got only test files, right? Once if you got a test file, you right click on the project. You'll be right click on the project. Run as. Right click on the project and what? Run as. Maven. Maven clean your right? Once you fit on the Maven clean, see guys, now target folder becomes what? Target folder becomes what? Okay, right click and run as. Maven generate sources. Generate what am sources. If you click on the generate sources, guys, generate what? Sources. It's generating some like files. Generating what? Some files. So Here, the files are generating or not generating or not generating. Generally, it requires some, JPQL queries and ASQL queries, guys. JPQL queries and what? ASQL. That generate resource, I'll tell you later. Just remember the generate resource some option is there. So, how many codes are there for the Maven? Oh. One is Maven clean, Maven test. Maven clean means clean. Maven test means tested. Generate the resource, if we generate the files, fine. Maven install it will do the build process. Will do what process? Build process. These are the Maven goals. How to run the jar file? Java hyphen. Java hyphen one. Yeah, write the points. Those are right. What is jar? Java. Okay, once the project is completed, create the jar file using Maven install. నువ్వైతే కాదులేమ్మా ముందు రాయండి పంచాయతీ పెట్టినట్టున్నారు అక్కడ jars file. Download all the dependency management file. Maven is a dependency management tool and is a build tool also creating the jars. I hope you got the clarity about what the Maven will do. Maven is a dependency management. Will take a report all the dependencies, how to download the dependencies. And it will take a report like target folder, how to run the test cases and what. Running the test cases, generating the files and what, making the jar file, build the process, right? That is called what process, build the process. See guys, once if you the Maven is download the process, all the dependencies. See, I am running one project, assume. We have selected 5 dependencies. And it is downloaded from the internet. Downloaded from what? Once it is downloaded from internet, downloaded from where? Internet. And it is stored, and it is downloaded from the internet, guys. Downloaded from what? Internet. Downloaded from the internet, all the jars are stored into our local system, this system, local system. In that system, it is stored in some place. Second project you created, second project also you downloaded, you required only 5 jars. You required how many jars? 5 jars. Like 5 dependencies assume. Previously 5 dependencies downloaded from what? Internet. Stored in what system? Local system. Next time you want again 5 dependencies, same dependencies you want. Again same dependency you want means it it will not go for the internet again to build the jar, guys. Already it is downloading the jars placed into our system, right? Placed into what? That's what, guys. In our system, Maven will create one folder like .m2 folder. What folder? In .m2 folder, what happened? Whatever the jars are downloaded from internet, all the jars are stored into .m2 folder. Sometimes, the process is not working, some version issues and dependencies crashes. The manager and the team will say that we go and delete the M2 folder once. Once if we delete the M2 folder, then what happened? All the jars are gone. Again, if you start the project, fresh jars are downloaded from internet. First types are jars downloaded from internet. Next projects downloading are taking from M2 folder. As you know, your system have some virus issues and some jars are crashed immediately. Once the jars are crashed, the project is running and not running out. Not running. They said remove the .m2 folder, make the fresh build. Make the fresh build. Fresh build, they have said remove the M2 folder. Then you should know where is the M2 folder, right? Where is what? It means all the dependencies are downloaded, stored into what folder? M2 folder. If any new dependencies, see, already M2 folder contains all the dependencies, new projects all are using from M2. That the dependency is not there in M2 folder, then only it go for what? Internet and bring the dependency, put into what? M2 folder. Yes or no? Yes. Something like crashes happened, they said jars not working properly. Remove M2 folder means what? All jars are removing. All jars are removing. Like that, guys. First you should know sometimes so the jars are not working properly, you will do M2 folder, you remove it. Go for the local list to see, guys. You can go for the users. Your username is there, users. Where is users, guys? Users. Go for your username. But the username is here. In the Ratan, you can see the M2 folder. This is file actually. This is a file M2 folder. This is a file where all the jars are downloaded and placed. You please cross check the size of this M2 folder. Click on Alt Enter button. Alt Enter button means to get the size of this file. See guys, how much size of that file is there, you can check it. Almost that will take the 3-4 GB concept. Why is that much GB? That many jars are downloaded from internet. So next time I use another project required means another project not every time working internet. That is taking the data from what? M2 folder. What folder? All the jars are downloaded from internet, placed into local system in which folder, guys? .m2 folder. Something like jar crashes happen, you remove this M2 folder, then freshly it is downloaded from what? Internet. These are site check change. Me size for almost all 2 GB, 3 GB you get the file. Me confirm because you download only 5 dependencies, 6 dependencies, right? Because I work for the microservices, MVC, REST APIs, data APIs, we got the multiple files. Hey, got it? Yes. You also check size of the file, you can check it once, okay? Right the bodies. What are the jar files? Where the jar files are downloaded? using Maven, where the jar files are what? Uh, where the downloaded jar files are stored in local disk. Where the downloaded jar files are stored in what system? Local system. With Maven. When we use Maven. Maven downloads the jars or downloads the dependencies for the first time. They are stored into the Maven download dependencies. They are stored in the local repository. And you open that M2 folder, then you will get the M2 folder open. So if you open this is M2 folder, open it, you'll get what folder? Repository. These all are the jar files. Jars nothing but like folders. We got all the files. And LRSM page like these all the files we got. For example, if you open any file, if you open what any file, sorry, you files and open just so don't know. Once if you open that file, you got that jar files. A jar files and you can download everything. If you open the CG Libs and 3.3.0 that is what jar file. So any jars and you can download it. This is what folder I said dot .m2. These are all the different versions of jars. Logback 4 1.5.6 I can find. Telecoms. Hey, what is the group ID? Group ID, group ID. Package name. Artifact ID is the project name. Project name, group ID and what? Artifact ID. Okay, online people buy. Execute that code.